Hey everyone, welcome to a new video, and today's video I'm going to tell you all about what I like to watch on YouTube. I've seen people do very similar videos to this and I thought I could throw in my 2 cents as well. I'm going to talk to you about things that I like to watch on YouTube, things I don't really like to watch on YouTube, and those two will be in the beauty realm, and then I will throw in a couple of wild cards towards the end where I tell you some other things apart from beauty content that I also like to watch on YouTube. So without further ado, let's just get to what I watch on YouTube. So one thing I really like watching sometimes are reviews, depending on how they're done. Eyeshadow palettes, for instance, I tend to like very much, and I especially like the ones done by Kaylee Baute here on YouTube. What she does very often is that she compares certain palettes together. For instance, her latest video, she actually compares the new Urban Decay Backtalk palette to Anastasia's Modern Renaissance. She does swatches, she tells you a little bit of a comparison between how much product you get in each palette, when it might be right for you, and I really think that those type of videos are very well done. I don't like reviews where people go like, look, this is a new palette, I'm gonna now throw it on my eye for you, and that's about it. That's not a review. So when it comes to reviews, I do look for a little bit more information, and 9 out of 10 times I'm very picky about what kind of reviews I like to watch in a video format, and I think that the kind of video reviews that Kaylee does work particularly well. This ties in with the second thing I like to watch on YouTube, and that is wear tests. So the kind of reviews where people just go about, do what they have to do that day, and then come back and show you how the makeup wears throughout the day. Tati is very well known for doing this. I also really like the foundation reviews that Nikia Joy, I think her name is. She's Australian and she does these foundation wear tests where she will test a foundation 3 or 4 days in a row with different primers, different powders, one day with just what she's trying at the moment, one day with her least favorite other products, and then also with her her favorites, and then she sees whether that affects the foundation, and it usually does. And I think that that's very interesting to see how makeup lasts, and I think that that is something that you can do in a video format that's very difficult to do in a picture sometimes, because you can really show how much time has left. And so I really enjoy watching those kind of reviews as well. The third thing I really like to watch, and this is something that I will actively seek out, as in if I'm bored, I will just type in makeup declutter in the search bar and I go to town. I especially love eyeshadow palette and cheek product declutters if they're done well, and I also really like lipstick declutters sometimes. I'm not a big fan of foundations, because it's also not a category that I love too much. I really like seeing people's thought process of getting rid of colored products, you could say. And I also really like eyeshadow palette collections. That's another thing that I will seek out actively. I'm not so much into makeup collections anymore. Like, I used to really be into like beauty room tours, makeup collections, and I don't really go for those anymore. But a good eyeshadow palette collection I love. However, by this time I've seen so many, and there are only so many eyeshadow palettes out there, that it kind of feels like I've seen everything. So I keep on watching them, hoping for someone who has brands that I've hardly ever heard of or anything like that. So that's a good one to do as well. So I really like that. And my final favorite video to watch are these like product overview kind of videos. Gem Beauty does them, and Emily Noel is very well known for them as well. Things like a top 5, bottom 5 I really like, but also, for instance, when they just do an overview of a brand and show all the products that they have from a single brand and say what worked for them and what didn't. I really, really like that. So then we get to a couple of things that I think that I like to watch from time to time, but they're not things that I will actively seek out, at least not anymore. So I'm not really big on watching tutorials anymore or get ready with me's. I like them, but very often the people who do tutorials just don't really do my kind of makeup that I like to do. So it's all very sort of like Instagram-y, and it's not really my thing. So that's why I'm usually not very keen on watching it. Plus, a lot of people who do tutorials are what I would call a one-trick pony, as in they always do the same thing, or for months in a row they will do something very similar because that is what they're into. I really like tutorials when they really show off an array of different skill sets. So the only tutorials I really watch are by Lisa Eldridge, because she does something differently every single time. But most of like the bigger like influencers on the platform, I'm not really into it because it's just a little overdone and a little too much for me, for my personal taste. Another category that I'm not too keen on watching either are vlogs. I know that vlogging is a great way to make a lot of money fast on YouTube, which is why I think so many people do it. But I don't really like that some people have really turned their content into almost exclusively vlogs. Sometimes you then have to watch 25 minutes to watch people go through their lipstick collection for like 5 minutes. And I'm like, I know that that's a great way of casually putting a lot of content together, so I get why it's done. It's just that a lot of the stuff that's going on around it, I personally never really enjoy. A third thing that I don't like, and I think I also mentioned this in my beauty pet peeves, is reviews that aren't reviews. I mean, what's going on with that? There are people who make videos, call it a review, but then they're actually testing it out for the first time. That's not a review. You can only review a product when you've tried it for several times at least. And I know it's because there's just so much makeup out there, and some people will just have trouble keeping track of everything, but that's why I like buying my own products, because that way I can guarantee that I have products that I'm actually interested in, and it's not for the sake of making a review that I have to write about anything. So there's no strings attached. Something that I'm quite over, I find, is monthly favorites. I mean, I tried doing that myself for a while as well, and I just found it very, very difficult to have new favorites every single month. And I just think that it's a very sort of, it's a type of video where people talk about something being, oh my gosh, it's so cool, blah, blah, blah. You get all this overkill of information, and I just think that very often the products don't even make it into another favorites anymore. And then it just, yeah, again, a couple of people's favorites I might watch from time to time, but more than not, I skip them. And then the last thing that I don't very much like watching are subscription boxes. A lot of subscription boxes just don't really interest me to begin with, because you get a lot of samples, you get a lot of things that, in my opinion, I just know I will never use. I will stick it in a corner, and it's just so wasteful, I think. And I don't just mean beauty boxes actually by this, I also mean book boxes that a lot of booktubers are unboxing. Usually comes with one book and then a load of stuff that I would never ever enjoy. Plus, a lot of the subscription boxes that a lot of people show, I can get. I think maybe there are 1 or 2 subscription boxes around here, and they're completely different from any of the ones that a lot of the YouTubers show. So subscription boxes are just not really my thing. And I told you I would throw in some other things that I really like to watch. I already mentioned booktubers. I like to watch quite a bit of booktube. A lot of the books that I end up buying are recommendations through booktube, and it's definitely allowed me to expand into the wonderful world of fantasy. So I've started reading that a lot more since I've been watching those videos. I really like watching wrap-ups and TBRs. Sometimes hauls, but a lot of it is usually like sent to them by publishers, and then I'm like, you didn't actually buy it yourself, so why are we hauling it? And I quite enjoy bookshelf tours as well if they are very appealing. So yeah, especially wrap-ups and TBRs, those are the things I look forward to every single month to see people do them. The thing I actually started watching on YouTube more so than beauty related stuff was fashion, especially lookbooks I really like. Here I do really like hauls, even if it's been sent by PR, because I think in a video you can really see how clothing fits and how it like moves. So that's why I really like that. And I really like trend overviews as well. So I really like videos where people just go like, okay, these are the trends for summer 2018. And I will always pick up some sort of inspiration from those kind of videos for outfits that I like to wear. And the last one that I want to talk about, I'm actually no longer really subscribed to a lot of channels that talk about cooking. I think only Cupcake Gemma is still on my subscription list, but I just really like watching cooking videos as well from time to time. There's something very peaceful about it for some reason. I used to watch a lot of Ready Steady Cook back in the day. Yeah, I think that that's where it comes from, like a short, snappy cooking video with like something sizzling away in the corner. And I don't know why, but I really enjoy that kind of content. So those were the things that I like to watch on YouTube. Please leave me a comment down below and let me know what you'd like to watch. I would really like to know. And if you like this video, then please give it a thumbs up if you did, and subscribe because I make new videos on Thursday and Sunday. I hope to see you in my next video. Bye!